Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well out there today. Welcome to your weekly reading from Maiden Circle Tarot. I am Morgana Braid, and I will be reading your cards for the week of May 7th to May 13th, 2018. As in my previous videos, I'll be reading one card for each day of the week. I'll read it intuitively, and then I will check and see what the companion, both by Barbara Moore, says. I am using the Gilded Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you for liking and subscribing and commenting. If you would like to see any different readings or anything like that, please let me know in the comments. And if you'd like to know more about what Maiden Circle does, click the link below and you'll find our blog so you can learn a little bit more about us here in Maiden Circle, or me rather. So of course this is a general reading and it may not resonate with everyone, but I do try my best to be as clear and open as possible and take in whatever messages are coming for me. So if this message resonates with you, please let me know in the comments. Thank you so much, everyone, for your generosity, for your love, for your support. So let's get started. I'll be pulling a card for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The card for Monday is the King of Swords. So here we have someone with a lot of creative power, a lot of mental energy or mental discipline. And this could be you. Could also be someone who's around you on Monday. But I think Monday is a day that requires focus. But don't be too serious. It'd be a really good idea for you to meditate on Monday and reconnect with your creative energies. And even if you don't think you're a typical creative person, everyone has a type of creative energy inside of them. So today would be a really good day for you to just kind of tap into that. Reach into the creative source, reach into your mental source, and do some work necessary to find clarity. That is going to be your basis for this week. That's going to, I think, help you through the rest of this week when we reveal the next few cards. Having that base of mental clarity, of being connected with yourself and with your higher self, is going to help propel you during this week. Let's see what the book says about the King of Swords. Your intelligence is at the core of your persona. You have used it well to create a successful life for yourself and those associated with you. Your wisdom benefits others and you are comfortable sharing your ideas and opinions. Be aware of letting your intelligence define you in full. Seek a bit more balance in your own self-image and your dealings with others. Be careful, too, of becoming a snob. Your mind is powerful, but if turned inward too much, you may be prone to paranoia. The card for Tuesday is the Three of Cups. So we have these celebrating women, and they're dancing and they're colorful, and below them the cup, one of the cups is being filled. And usually what this card says to me is celebration. But what I'm getting this week is that it's more about refilling yourself. It's more about your emotional stability and working towards being balanced, body, mind, and spirit. So if you took some time to meditate the day before and to connect with your higher self, now is time for you to try to reconcile those things. There may be events coming up for you or something that you had to experience in the last week. I'm seeing that at least these first 2 days are days of recovery, days of healing yourself and rebalancing yourself and finding more stability and strength in your emotions and in your mental state. Let's see what the book says about the Three of Cups. So definitely do some personal work. Definitely, like, don't ignore the people around you. Reach out to the people because you have love in your life. But I'm getting that right now, what you need to heal is inside, or what you need to balance is your own emotions and your own mental stability. And I'm not getting that it's a negative thing. I'm getting that this is what you need. This is what you need to refill yourself. This is what you need to achieve your goals. Let's see what the book says about the Three of Cups. You are surrounded by those who give you happiness. Remember to acknowledge and appreciate them. Take time with others to celebrate the simple joys of being alive. Be aware of ignoring the simple pleasures of life and not appreciating those around you. This is not a time to focus on your problems, no matter how pressing. Practice gratitude and see what develops. The card for Wednesday is the Five of Swords. It was important on Monday that you balance yourself, that you meditate, that you do this healing work to reconnect. And we're starting to see why. We're starting to see that on Wednesday, there may be some upset for you. There may be some mental upset that you've gone through, but that's not the end. You're going to come through it because you took this time to reevaluate. And it may even be related to your reevaluation. You may be changing the way you think of yourself, or the way you think of your environment or your job. And so this struggle is more internal than external. It's more that you're changing your perspective. And to do that, sometimes it means going through some stuff. But you will come through it. By end of day Wednesday, you may be a little bit exhausted and you may want to go home and rest. You may want to take some time off from the battle that you just had to work yourself through. So definitely continue the work on self-care and on finding balance, because I feel like you're going through a transition here on Wednesday. And your work is not done, but right now you're feeling like you've fought a hard battle and you're ready to take a break. Let's see what the book says about the Five of Swords. You are at the end of a battle. Are you the winner or loser? In either case, what was lost and what was won? Was it worth it? What have you learned from the experience? Be aware of seeing battle as the only or the easiest way to solve disputes. The costs are high on both ends. Perhaps a more conciliatory approach would serve everyone better in the long run. The card for Thursday is the Wheel of Fortune. So fate's in your hands. And you may be spending Thursday waiting for an answer, or waiting for a change because of a decision you made, or because of whatever epiphany you came to Wednesday. On Thursday, you should keep in mind that your actions are going to affect whatever comes next for you. And I'm getting that it is a time-sensitive matter, that either it has to be done quickly or you have to be very patient and wait for it. And the further we read, hopefully there'll be some clarification of that, of whether it's going to come fast or whether you're going to wait for it. But I am getting that it's a time thing. And on Thursday, you are kind of in a state of waiting. Things could go either way for you. Let's see what the book says about the Wheel of Fortune. The message of the Wheel of Fortune is twofold. First, know that life has ups and downs, and many times things happen that affect you but are not, strictly speaking, personal. For example, the company you work for is bought by another and restructured. Your job is eliminated. This was not done to hurt you personally, although it does affect you deeply. Second, events in life are often good or bad simply because you choose to view them as such. Keep your center and your focus, and don't be rattled by events you cannot control. Be aware of using the cycles of the wheel to neglect personal responsibility. Keep in mind the things that are within your control, and do not blame circumstances for mistakes that are truly your own. The card for Friday is the Eight of Pentacles. So we have someone who has a lot to offer, and has a lot of resources in their life, but they're not necessarily putting those resources to good use. They're studying them, they're learning about, how to deal with these resources. They're not really doing anything active with it. So now you're at this point where you've hopefully taken time to connect with your mind, body, and spirit, that you maybe have become more aware of the things that you need to change or the things that need to move forward in your life, or that you have a new perspective on. And now that you're aware of all of this stuff that's available to you, now that you're aware of everything that you have that you can do, you got to decide what to do with it. You've got to decide where you're going. And I think that goes back again to the Wheel of Fortune, that it could go either way. And time is a factor. Whatever it is that you have going on, it is good for you. There's this cute little critter watching the young person while he studies his pentacle. And that makes me think that you're guarded, or you're supported by nature. Even though at the moment you may be kind of separating yourself, you may be isolating yourself from the world around you, you're also using this time to create networks. You're using this time to build a foundation for yourself. So even though it might seem like you're sitting on your resources and that you can't move forward, or that you're not ready to move forward, you are building towards your goal. You should be taking these steps and taking stock of what you've already done and what you have to do to be a bit more balanced in yourself. Let's see what the book says about the Eight of Pentacles. You are involved in a course of study in preparation for a better future. Your discipline and drive will serve you well. Do take a moment, though, and enjoy some pleasant companionship. Be aware of driving yourself too hard and to the exclusion of all else. Even in the midst of heavy studies, a person needs a little rest and relaxation. The card for Saturday is the Ace of Pentacles. So here we're having a good day, a lucky day. You're becoming more aware of what is available to you. You're becoming more aware of the abundance that is in your life. And this could be because of the first few days of the week. This could be more of a personal, emotional abundance, of a strength that you have in yourself that you're becoming aware of truths and capabilities that exist within you. But make sure you're aware of anyone who doesn't support you at this time. Anyone who's a naysayer or who's trying to tell you that you can't succeed in your goals, or who wants to take you for a ride. There is a chance that you're going to meet a dishonest person, or someone who just wants to take from you. Someone who recognizes how much you have to give while you're recognizing how much you have to give. And that could be another person. That could also be the doubts in your own mind. It could also be the emotional turmoil that you've had to go through, and the mental issues that you've had to deal with. But like I said, Monday was the day that could help you through this whole week, just by meditating and reconnecting with your higher self and reconnecting with spirit. If you're able to find that deep stability and truth within yourself, that clarity and opening of your mind and of your heart, then you should be able to recognize when someone doesn't have your best interest in mind. Keep an eye out for that someone, or keep an eye out for those thoughts those voices that tell you you're no good, because you've done some work to be aware of these resources that you have, and you don't want to let them go. Don't hold on too tightly, but definitely be aware of anything that's trying to strip this strength away from you, trying to strip this growth away from you, because you don't need that. Let's see what the book says about the Ace of Pentacles. You have been given a resource. Use it well and be grateful. Be aware of the temptation to undervalue or squander this gift because you consider it mundane and not a true gift of the universe. The card for Sunday is the Six of Swords. So for this whole week, I'm seeing this is more of a mental transition for you. It's more of an emotional thought thing for you. You have so many resources and you need to ground yourself. You need to balance yourself and check in with these emotions that you have because you're going through a transition. You need to change your mindset. You're growing emotionally. You're growing physically. There are these things coming into your life that are expanding your world view, that are expanding your knowledge, your understanding of the world, and your understanding of yourself. I am feeling that this is a very personal growth week for you. This is an internal week for you. There's a lot of masculine energy, but there's, because of the Three Women in the Three of Cups and in the Six of Swords, there's also a very good balance here. So this is a good week for you to balance yourself between the mental and emotional, to balance yourself on the physical level. Your relationships should be balanced. Check in for all of these things. Check within for your mental strength, because you're crossing over to a new place. Like I said, you're coming to a new realization, or you're having some sort of epiphany this week. There will be some new knowledge that you find within yourself that will help you grow, help you physically improve your life. And there will be a transition, a change for you, especially on the emotional level. And you have to work a little bit harder to change on the mind level, change your mindset. Because what's happening on the Six of Swords is she is crossing over an emotional landscape, the water, but she's still carrying all these swords. And if these are the same swords that she had, or the same thoughts that she had in her past, it's going to be harder for her to grow. It's going to be harder for her to really navigate these new territories. Sunday and this week, definitely spend some time looking within. Meditate and work to control your emotions, or work to understand your emotions and how they affect you mentally and how they affect your goals. Understand that you control your destiny, and that your actions and your choices and your understanding of your world, of yourself, are going to affect where you end up. But you are moving forward. There are changes for you. There are mental and emotional changes going on for you. With the Pentacles there, like I said, there is physical growth. But all of that is based on especially those first 3 days. What you do in the beginning of this week is going to affect your future. It's going to affect what's inside of you, your inner workings, your mind and your heart. So definitely make sure this week that you're meditating, that you're looking within, that you're paying attention to where your thoughts go, that you're paying attention to what you have available to you, so that you can move forward to a brighter and happier future. Find balance. Find it within so that you can find it without. Let's see what the book says about the Six of Swords. You are running from something. Unless you examine the way you think, your running will accomplish nothing except an immediate escape from what is troubling you. Until you learn to face it, it will come up again in some other guise. Be aware of overanalyzing. Our ancient instincts exist as a defense mechanism. Although probably not as often now, there are times when fleeing a dangerous situation is the right thing to do. And there you have your reading for the week of May 7th to May 13th, 2018. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for liking, subscribing, and for sharing with your friends. If you feel like this resonates with you, please let me know in the comments. Please share if you think that this message belongs to anyone else. Thank you again, and remember always that I love you. Bye.